Hey everyone, it's July 21st, 2022, and I hope all of you having a great day today, and welcome to the Humble Jet YouTube channel. Today's video, I'll be doing a review of a watch I got several weeks ago. It's an older watch that I actually got in a trade with several other watches, and I wasn't sure if I was gonna like this watch, but after the last couple weeks of wearing it, I absolutely fell in love with this, and I want to share it with all of you today. So today I'll be reviewing an Omega Seamaster Aqua Terra Quartz. This is a pre-2017 model. I believe it was made in 2012 or 2013. And I love the teak dial with the vertical lines going down. Looks absolutely beautiful. And this watch, when I got it, was a complete mess. What I'm doing right now is I'm rebuilding this watch, getting everything redone, the polishing on it. The dial is perfect now. The next thing I'm doing is gonna be the bracelet. The bracelet, it's not in bad condition, but it has a bunch of micro scratches, and I want it to be absolutely perfect. As you can see now, it's in decent condition, not the best. There's micro scratches in random places, especially like on the clasp back here, but I did the best I can to repolish a couple places. But in regards to the bracelet, I'm gonna get it professionally brushed because I absolutely love this bracelet and how it feels on my 7¼ inch wrist. And that's the next thing I will be getting done. Alright guys, let's get this review started on my Omega Seamaster Aqua Terra Quartz. So before we get this started, let's do a quick wrist check. So today I'm wearing my Hamilton Khaki Automatic with the beautiful silver dial. Absolutely love this watch. It's a classic, and I love the brown leather strap that comes with this watch. Alright, so let's get this review started of my Omega Aqua Terra Quartz, and this is the box that it came in. Definitely an old school box, the Omega logo right there. Open this up, and you can see the watch and old school box. If you take this out, there's different compartments on the sides. Here and on this side as well to put extra lugs. Definitely a cool old school box this came in. And here is the watch. And honestly, when I first got this, it looked nothing like this. Obviously there's scratches, micro scratches, pretty much everywhere. The dial is in perfect condition. The bezel, minor scratches. The sides are absolutely perfect. And when I first got this thing was a mess. It was extremely beat up everywhere. And I pretty much brought this back to life. And like I said, I will be rebrushing this in the next week or so. I have an appointment to get this professionally done. And after that, it's just kind of redoing a couple things. What I want to do is get some polishing done in a couple spots here. But other than that, it is an absolutely beautiful watch, and I'm happy I got this in the trade I did. Alright guys, so like I said, this is my Omega Seamaster Aqua Terra Quartz, and for me this is a beautiful watch that's really rugged. It's not essentially a beater watch like my Casio that I wear all the time. This is more of a watch that looks beautiful, that I don't really have to worry about. I don't have to baby it like my other expensive watches in my collection. Like I said, I did get this in a trade, and I wasn't sure about this Omega Aqua Terra Quartz, but after the last couple weeks of wearing this, I absolutely fell in love with the watch, and I'll go over why I fell in love with this watch in this video today. And wearing this for the last couple weeks makes me want to invest in a newer Aqua Terra automatic, definitely on a bracelet. Alright, so we'll get this started with some dimensions here. This watch is 38.5mm case diameter with 12mm thick. The lug to lug is 45.5mm, and with the solid end links that kind of protrude out, it's still only 47.4mm. This, in my opinion, is the perfect watch for my 7¼ inch wrist. I absolutely love the fit and feel of this watch. I have my Tissot Gentleman Powermatic 80, which reminds me of this watch a lot, but I wish the Tissot Gentleman wore more like the Aqua Terra. So yeah, this is a 38.5mm watch, and they do make a 41mm Aqua Terra. The Tissot Gentleman is 40mm, but with the 48.5mm lug to lug that the Gentleman has, and it lays more flat on the wrist. It feels a lot bigger than the Aqua Terra on wrist. I absolutely love the bracelet of the Aqua Terra. I love that it's all brushed with no polishing on it. I prefer a full brushed bracelet over any polishing or like polished mid links or outer links on any bracelet. And I love how comfortable this fits on my 7¼ inch wrist. Later in this video, I'll show you guys how this fits on my wrist, and I'll show you different angles, but honestly, this is extremely comfortable, and it's a big reason why I fell in love with this watch. So like I said, I love this bracelet, and on the back here, there's twin triggers to get this deployed. You press it and one side opens, and then the other side, all you have to do is pull it and it opens right up. And to close it, you gotta do one side at a time first. Close this down, make it click, and then you'll do the other side to lock it in place. If you were trying to close it the opposite way by closing the opposite side first, then trying to lock it in, if you see, it won't go down. You have to do the correct side first when opening and closing it. So this first, then locking it in place. And it's very secure. So like I said, this watch was made in either 2012 or 2013, and it does remind me of the Oyster bracelet from Rolex. It does have polishing on the sides, but other than that, it's fully brushed. It does have minimal taper, going from 19 millimeters down to 17 millimeters at the clasp. Very minimal taper, but you can feel it on wrist. So I was lucky to get this to fit on my 7¼ inch wrist. The one downside to this bracelet and this watch, it doesn't have any micro adjustment, but it does have half links. I was able to get this fit perfect on my wrist. I was lucky, and it's extremely comfortable. Now let's take a look at the case and the dial. So looking at the sides of this case, it has a really nice brushing on the side, really high quality brushing, and it also has a very nice polished bezel. And if you look closely, you can see some scratches on there, and I'm looking to get all those scratches on the polish off and also all the brush scratches off too. So looking at the side of the watch here, it does have a polished bevel on the top of the lugs, and it goes all the way down. If you see here, it starts here and it goes all the way down here, and it does make it look more elegant, especially with the brushing on the side, the polished bevel with that polished bezel here. It really has nice contrast. A lot of light work working with the case and the dial, and we'll get to the dial next. So the dial is minimalistic, but it's also beautiful at the same time. It has the vertical lines going up and down throughout the dial compared to the new Aqua Terras that had the horizontal teak deck design. The dial looks black in darker settings, if I can see that in the light there, but really it's more of a dark gray or an anthracite color. And it also has a sunburst effect to it. And like I said, the case and the dial have a lot of light play to it that makes it stunning to look at. There's a big contrast between the indices and the dial, which makes it really easy to read. The lume is also phenomenal on this watch after a decade. So at the 6 o'clock, you can see it says 150 meter, 500 feet. At the 12 o'clock, you get the classic Omega symbol with the Seamaster below it. You have the date at the 3 o'clock compared to the new Aqua Terras that have the date more symmetrical at the 6 o'clock. Now let's take a look at this watch on my 7¼ inch wrist. So I'll take my Hamilton khaki automatic off and put the Omega Aqua Terra on my 7¼ inch wrist. Now taking a look at this on my 7¼ inch wrist, it fits absolutely perfect. It lays just right. The lug to lug is very short, making it fit really nice, and it's not too small for my wrist. With a 38.5 millimeter case diameter, with the protruding lugs being 47 millimeter lug to lug, it fits honestly perfect. So I'll take a step back so you can see how it looks. So now you saw how it looked on my 7¼ inch wrist, and that's the reason why I fell in love with this watch within the last couple of weeks. How it fits, how the bracelet feels, and the beautiful textured dial with the beautiful finishing on the case and bracelet. So obviously this is a quartz piece and it's been keeping excellent time. And for me, it's been a breath of fresh air. This is one of the only quartz pieces in my collection, and it's been very nice just picking it up and going on with my day. Not having to worry about the time or the date, making sure it's correct, and it's been keeping perfect time for the past couple weeks of ownership. So this has 150 meter of water resistance. It also has a screw down crown with the Omega logo on the crown. So unscrewing the crown is extremely smooth. Putting it in the first position, it has a quick set date, as you can see there, and pushing it all the way out, you can adjust the time. And screwing it back in, it's extremely smooth. So I've been finding this watch on my wrist most days, and the way it plays with light makes it hard to take my eyes off this watch. The watch does have hacking and a quick set date like I showed you, and I have a feeling I won't have to adjust this in a very, very long time due to how accurate it's been for the last couple weeks. Now I'll take a quick look at the case back of this watch. I love how this looks. It says Seamaster with the Omega logo. It also has a seahorse in the middle. There's also a lot of texture around the seahorse, and this case back is absolutely beautiful. And let me see if I can get the perfect angle here. So around the seahorse, there's that texture around everything, and it is honestly very beautiful. Now I want to show you how this watch looks in different lighting. Like I said, the case, the dial, the bracelet, it plays with the light so much. So this is just some basic downlighting from my kitchen here. Man, that teak dial with the anthracite or dark gray color is beautiful. You can see the light play with the hands. Now what we'll do is we'll step outside really quick and get some lighting out here. So I'm outside on my penthouse suite right now, but there's not much sun on my balcony, but we'll take a look at the watch anyways. But looking at the dial, you can see the blue anti-reflective coating, and sometimes looking at this watch, you can almost think there's no sapphire glass on there due to the awesome anti-reflective coating. I'll take a closer look here. The air coating is so good, and look at that light play from the dial, the hands, the bezel, and the one thing that's in worse condition, like I keep saying, is the bracelet. But once that's fixed, it's really going to transform the watch. But look at this dial, absolutely beautiful. Alright, now we're walking inside, and now I'll show you the lume going straight from outside to inside. Now looking at this lume, I'm not in the complete dark, but I'm in a darker room here, and the lume on this watch is phenomenal. The blue lume is so bright. You can see it reflecting off the sapphire glass on the edges of this dial. And after 10 years, the lume is still really strong. And on the hands too, you can see how strong it is. I wore this to sleep a couple times, and the lume was consistent throughout the whole night. And I couldn't be any happier with how this looks. So really quick, I'll go over a couple more features this has. It's a quartz watch, and it has an end-of-life indicator when the battery is low. What's going to happen when the battery gets low, it'll skip a couple seconds at a time, letting you know it's time to swap the battery out. This also has 8 jewels, and I really think this watch will last forever. So this watch, I think I'm going to wear this on my wedding. So I'm getting married in Hawaii next June, and I think I'm going to wear this watch on my wedding day. By then, this watch will be in perfect condition. It'll be all fixed up, and I can't wait to make new memories with this watch. Alright guys, I'm going to end the video right here. Hope you guys enjoyed this video today. I know I kept saying this throughout the video, but I absolutely love this Omega Seamaster Aqua Terra Quartz, and it really is a beautiful watch. and I really think I'm going to wear it on my wedding day in Hawaii next June in 2023. So please leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Please leave a comment down below what you guys thought of this watch. And what I'll do is I'll post a couple more videos of me fixing up this watch until it's completely immaculate. And remember, I respond back to every single comment I get. And remember to stay humble.